Byron Pulsifer once said, and I quote, "One of your most prized possessions is integrity. You should never compromise it." Hello and thanks for joining us on another episode of The Eagle. My name is Aisha Mohammed.
I am Abdurrashid Bawa. I stand against corruption. I call on every patriotic Nigerian to lend their voices in this crusade. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. Together we'll make Nigeria great.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC has recovered 5.4 billion naira for the National Health Insurance Scheme NHIS. Professor Muhammad Nasir Sambo, Executive Secretary NHIS, disclosed this when he led the management of the agency on a courtesy visit to the headquarters of the EFCC in Jabi, Abuja. Aisha Gambari has the details.
Sambo, who disclosed that in total, the EFCC has been able to recover 5.4 billion naira for the NHIS out of the 12.085 that was trapped. This development, he added, was a monumental achievement which informed why his agency will ensure the continuous good working relationship and partnership with the EFCC. He commended the EFCC for the recoveries and assured that every kobo recovered will be judiciously utilized.
Over a period of time, NHIS lost a lot of its fund. And I came and I realized that the National Health Insurance Scheme has approached EFCC to recover some of the fund that has been lost in the process. But when I came, I put all the reform agenda that we are embarking upon. The EFCC started releasing the money to us.
The NHIS bus also seized the opportunity to update the EFCC on the reform efforts at the NHIS, which he said include the recruitment of health professionals to enhance the capacity of the scheme in order to be able to respond to the yearning of subscribers and other stakeholders in the sector. Executive Chairman of the EFCC, Abdurrashid Bawa, who was represented by the Director of Operations, Abdulkarim Chukwu, reiterated the Commission's resolve to work with the NHIS in achieving universal health coverage. He said the EFCC has no choice but to work with the NHIS so as to ensure that the agency succeeds in carrying out its mandate.
Every government staff here, more especially even in the EFCC, everybody, one way is aligned to one hospital or the other and has subscribed to the NHIS. So the EFCC has no choice but rather to work with you to make you succeed in order to achieve your mission. We will always see to it that the investigation that we are doing already will continue with it. We are happy that is yielding result, and all the monies or funds that are recovered are put to good use. So we will not relent in our efforts to see that each and every kobo that is being lost is recovered for the benefit of the country in general.
Aisha Gambari, reporting for The Eagle.
The EFCC is always ready to collaborate with both government and private organizations to see corruption brought to its barest minimum, if not totally eradicated. Always do your part by doing the right thing, always. Next, our court update on concluded cases in court, and Amina Kawa is standing by. Over to you, Amina.
Justice Mohammed of the Sokoto State High Court has granted a final order forfeiting the sum of 1,362,675,353 naira 56 kobo to the Federal Government of Nigeria through the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC. The judge had on July 2, 2021, granted an interim order of forfeiture of the said amount following an ex parte application by the Commission and directed that the order to be published in the national newspaper for anyone with interest in the said asset to show cause why it should not be finally forfeited to the federal government of Nigeria. At the hearing, counsel to the EFCC, S.H. Saad informed the court that the commission had compiled its order for the publication of the interim order and urged the court to order the final forfeiture of the said amount to the federal government of Nigeria. Counsel to the 5 respondents, Shamsi Dauda, did not oppose the application. Justice Mohammed consequently ordered the final forfeiture of the sum to the federal government. Just to let you know, the Sokoto Zonal Command of the EFCC had through intelligence traced the funds suspected to be proceeds of illicit activities to the account of the first respondent, Aishatu Bandado Magaji, domiciled in the New Generation Bank. The respondents in the charge are Aishatu Bandado Magaji, First 90 Degrees Continental Limited, Priceless Legacy Hub Limited, ABM International Limited, and Zenith Bank PLC. In another development, a former bank cashier, Ebenezer Adiolu Alonge, alongside his wife, Isakule Olamide Oyinlola, and his mother-in-law, Isakule Yunus Moradiki, were convicted and sentenced to 60 years imprisonment by Justice Adekanyi Ogunmoye of Ekiti State High Court, Ado Ekiti, on a 12-count charge of conspiracy and stealing contrary to Section 390, subsection 9 of the Criminal Code Law Cabs 60 Law of Ekiti State 2012, brought against them by the Ibadan Zonal Command of the EFCC. Justice Ogunmoye, in his judgment, ruled that the prosecution team led by Abdulrashid Lari Suleiman proved their case beyond reasonable doubt, and that the convicts had failed to extricate themselves from the self-evidence proofs before the court. EFCC, in the course of trial, called 2 witnesses and tendered several exhibits to prove their case. The convicts were found guilty on all 12-count charges and sentenced to 5 years on each count. The cumulative 60 years prison terms will, however, run concurrently. The journey to the dock started when the illicit activities of Ebenezer got exposed through a petition to the EFCC from one of the New Generation banks, alleging that one of her staff, by name Ebenezer Adiolu Alonge, was involved in fraudulent activities. It was alleged that sometimes in February 2018, the bank received complaints concerning financial impropriety of some amount in respect of a customer's account. According to the petitioner, on February 15, 2017, a customer lodged the said amount into her account, but the transaction could not be traced in the customer's account even after the customer presented a copy of the slip signed by Alonge. In the course of investigation, the said transaction was allegedly traced to Ebenezer Alonge's wife's account. Further investigation, however, revealed that there was a turnover of over 21 million naira as deposit from other customers in his wife's account. Also, it was alleged that other sums were traced in his mother-in-law's account, who was also a beneficiary of the fraudulent act. The court also ordered Alonge to forfeit his house, which shall be sold, and the proceeds used to restitute the bank. Similarly, Justice Mahmoud Abdul Ghaffar of Kwara State High Court sitting in Ilorin has sentenced a self-styled custom officer, Yakubu Aziz Afolayan, to 20 years imprisonment, having found him guilty of offences bordering on impersonation and job scam. The convict, posing as a custom officer, allegedly swindled a number of unsuspecting job seekers under the guise of helping them secure employment in the Nigerian Customs Service, NCS, before the long arm of law caught up with him. The 34-year-old Yakubu from Shari in Efelodu local government area of Kwara State was arraigned on March 14, 2019 on a 4-count charge by the Ilorin Zonal Command of the EFCC. He pleaded not guilty to the counts, leading to his full trial. In the course of the trial, which lasted over 2 years, the prosecution called 4 witnesses, including one of his victims, an officer from the Nigerian Customs Service, and the investigating officer, who is an operative of the EFCC. Documents tendered by the prosecution through the witness were admitted in evidence by the court. In a well-considered judgment, Justice Abdul Ghaffar opined that, from the totality of the evidence placed before the court, the prosecution had proved its case beyond reasonable doubt. That is, considering all evidences before the court and the statement made by the defendant why he had voluntarily confessed to the crime, he finds the defendant guilty. Yakubu's counsel, S.O. Ishola, however, urged the court to temper justice with mercy, saying that the convict is a first-time offender. Respondent, counsel to the EFCC, Andrea Akuja, drew the attention of the court to Section 1, Subsection A, and Section 1, Subsection 3 of the Advance Fee Fraud and Other Related Offences Act, 2006, prescribed maximum of 7 years imprisonment for the offence for which the defendant was charged on Count 1 and 2. Akoja further told the court to consider Section 386 of the Penal Code Law, which prescribed maximum of 3 years imprisonment for the offences on Counts 3 and 4. Consequently, Justice Abdul Ghaffar said there was nothing the court could do than to follow the provisions of the law in sentencing the convict. He then sentenced Yakubu Aziz Afolayan to 7 years imprisonment on Count 1, 7 years imprisonment on Count 2, 3 years imprisonment on Count 3, and 3 years imprisonment on Count 4, and all to run concurrently. The judge added that the convict is to spend his custodial sentence at Mandala Correctional Center with effect from November 14, 2019. Amina Kawa reporting for The Eagle.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation, and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
With the present economic reality the world over, people are looking for more ways to make more money. So when presented with the options, especially ones that require less effort to make money, people tend to wholeheartedly grab the opportunity. But many times the story ends with heartaches and tears as the investors realize too late that they have given their monies to a smarter person on a platter of gold. In other words, they have fallen victim of investment scam. On The Eagle today, we will be talking with a Chief Superintendent of the EFCC, Chukwuma Okoye, on what investment scam is, how do criminals perpetrate it, and how the public can know a legitimate business to invest and make legit money. Enjoy the interview.
Well, investment scam, first of all, I want to look at what a scam is. A scam is simply a scheme which is shrouded in dishonesty. It is a fraud. It is an intentional or deliberate misrepresentation of facts in order to gain the confidence of another, so as to gain some advantage, credit, properties from them. So what's investment scam? Investment scam usually involves getting you or your business or your company or your organization to part with money on the promise of a questionable financial opportunity. It usually involves getting you to put up your money for a questionable investment or one that does not exist at all. And in the end, you lose your money or some of it, if not all. This form of scam or this form of fraud is very, very prevalent in Nigeria at the moment. Now, these scammers keep devising new means of defrauding unsuspecting victims. Yes, but with the EFCC's active intelligence network, we've been able to get some of them. Although it is not an easy investigation because people are anxious to make money quickly. There is this craze about get rich quick in Nigeria. This is actually the problem because people do not want to work these days. People want to sit back and believe in this philosophy or ideology that you can sit at home and your money works for you. That is why people easily fall victim of investment scam, because you have people who are always out there looking for opportunities to fleece people of their money. Yes, the Ponzi is very, very, very prevalent, very, very common, the Ponzi scheme. Then you have Forex scam as well, which is also common in Nigeria. Then this trend of investing in precious metal is also another. Then you have this vacation club scheme. kind of where you get people to join a vacation club and with promises of getting some form of rebates or discounts when they go on vacation to some countries. That is also very, very common in Nigeria at the moment. Let's not forget that even multi-level marketing, to an extent, is also a form of investment fraud. Multi-level marketing. You have companies who come up these days with products, all forms of products, and want to get people to market for them. They don't go directly into the market, but what do? They try to recruit people who they want to market these products for them with promises of very juicy returns. And then as you are referred to join as an investor, you're also required to do what? To refer others. In the end, people get stuck with these products with no one to sell to. We've had several of them. Yes, in the country. They keep coming in, but people want to make this argument that it is not a fraud. It is simply marketing. Yes, it appears to be marketing, but there's an underlying fraud element there because the producers or those who push this product into the market quickly get their money off people who keep getting referred. And in the end, what happens? Those people who have invested their money get their money stuck, and all those juicy returns are nowhere to be seen. Let me give you some red flags to watch out for. High returns with low or no risks at all. Urgency, the pressure to invest immediately. Like in a local parlance, we say, as it is hot. Yes. Then, when a business or an investment or venture is not registered, you need to do a background check. This investment or this company calling to invest, are they registered? They also have to check whether they pay tax. You also watch out for these repeated calls offering you unsolicited financial opportunities or advice. Then watch out for referrals. When you've been referred and you also ask to refer others. Again, watch out for seminars or advertisements that offer you very high returns or no risk investment opportunities. This is another red flag. Yes, some of these companies organize seminars and do adverts that tell you that you can become a millionaire in 1 month, you get rich quick, work from home, no risk investments, and so on. Then, when there is delayed redemption, dear Nigerians, I really wish to use this opportunity to talk to you about investment scam. When someone asks you to come and join a venture or a business or a form of investment, please do your background check carefully. Is this a registered business? Do they pay tax? Why am I being asked to refer people? Why must someone refer me? Why is the returns or the profit or interest so high? Why am I not being warned of any attendant risks or any risk attached to such? Why must people always want to offer me advice on investments or financial opportunities which I do not necessarily need? So this is an opportunity to you all, please, Nigerians. I ask you to watch out for these people. Please report any investment fraud out there, please. Whoever is trying to lure you into making any form of investment into a financial opportunity which you do not understand, this run away and make a report to the EFCC. A stitch in time, they say, saves 9.
Well, we've been discussing investment scam, a fearful menace to our money. We all know how difficult it is to make money, so it will be very painful to lose your hard-earned money to fraudsters. But just as our guest, Chukwuma Okoye, a chief superintendent of the EFCC, said, the irony is that there are people out there who constantly devise means to rob you of that money. So you have to be on alert, shine your eyes before investing your hard-earned money. The agony that victims of investment fraud go through cannot be quantified. Like cancer, the economic downturn in recent times has eaten deep into the economic activities of many nations. We're trying to recover from the devastations of COVID-19. Many businesses have folded up and new ones are finding it difficult to bounce back and be sustained. So for people who would like to invest in one business or the other, be careful so you don't fall into the hands of fraudsters. Now, how do you avoid scammers? Here are some helpful tips.
Financial fraudsters use sophisticated and effective tactics to get people to part with their money. Here are some steps you can take to help you spot an investment scam. 1. Verify credentials. Don't fall for a fancy title or look of success. Fraudsters hope that if they look successful, you won't bother checking their credentials. 2. Be suspicious of investment opportunities that promise a high return on investment with little or no risk. 3. Refuse to be rushed. No one should pressure you to make an immediate decision on investment. If the person cannot give you time to understand it, then say no. If they tell you that the offer is for a limited time only or that investment opportunities are limited, consider these a red flag. A legitimate investment will still be there tomorrow. 4. Ignore the everyone is doing it story. Don't believe claims that everyone is on the deal. 5. Never feel obligated. Don't invest because the seller gives you something for free. Salespeople count on those freebies to make you guilty and push you into buying what they are selling. 6. Never trust anyone who wants you to turn over your money to them and then sit back and wait for results. And lastly, remember that greed can becloud your judgment. So, do not be greedy. High return at almost little or no cost means a high level of loss. So, be warned.
Well, I hope these tips come in handy for our viewers, and I suppose if we all can adhere to them, we will be saving ourselves from losing what we labored so hard to save to investment fraudsters. However, if you're already a victim, report to the EFCC. Stand with the EFCC to fight economic and financial crimes. And if you see something, say something, and the EFCC will surely do something about it. The Commission has also brought out so many ways of making your report. You can visit any EFCC office closest to you, send your reports online, and if you're just witnessing it happening, you have the Eagle Eye mobile app to assist you.
Remember Psalm 112 verse 9. The Bible said that when you dispense a gift to the
oh, this driver don't go enter another pothole again. You know, at the talk, he didn't even look me bad eye, sir. Not your fault. The federal government go award road to some rubbish contractors. If you say they don't agree do the road, see as road jaga self. Just one pothole, then they complain. Let me tell you, my local government chairman, money when they give us.
Oh, God, now they disturb us. Nothing get peace of mind for this boss again.
Leave this all this trouble. I can't say I'm going to report to EFCC. I reach there, see queue everywhere. Everywhere just choke. Only me carry myself, come back out. Theft money.
My brother. You never hear of that app where EFCC do what they call Eagle Eye?
Eagle Eye?
Yes, Eagle Eye. EFCC specially designed this app for people like Una. All you need to do now to download the app on top your phone. Bring your phone, make I show you. See ya. Open. You see, you go either Google Play Store or Apple Store. Open them. You see, Eagle Eye. Download the app. As you download the app, upload pictures. Before you know, they will attend to you sharp. Then design that app in such a way where they say nobody go know say now you even complain on top that app.
Just like that.
Just like that, my brother. My people. Eagle Eye. Eagle Eye. Eagle Eye. Eagle Eye.
This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
And that's it on the program today. Do not forget, for matters relating to the economic and financial crimes, please send us an email to info@efccnigeria.org. To speak to our representatives, you can call 080-933-22644 and follow us on all our social media platforms at Official EFCC. If you see fraud happening, use the EFCC mobile app, the Eagle Eye. Download the app, follow the steps, and report fraud on the go. You can also take pictures of corrupt practices and upload it. My name is Aisha Muhammad. I leave you with this parting words which says, supporting the truth even when it is unpopular shows your capacity for honesty and integrity. Do the right thing always. Goodbye. God bless Nigeria. And please be kind to one another.